Kamala Harris, the junior United States Senator from California, has become a lightning rod for both praise and criticism. As a woman of color and the first female vice president, she has shattered glass ceilings and inspired many. However, her political career has also been marked by controversy, with critics questioning her qualifications for higher office. This essay delves into the debate surrounding Harris's fitness for the presidency, examining both her accomplishments and the concerns raised by her detractors. From her early days as a prosecutor to her current role as vice president, Harris has consistently challenged expectations and sparked dialogue about race, gender, and justice in America. Her supporters view her as a trailblazer and a powerful voice for marginalized communities. Her critics, on the other hand, argue that her record is marred by inconsistencies and a lack of concrete achievements. Kamala Harris's journey to the national stage is paved with historic firsts. She served as the first female district attorney of San Francisco and the first African American and first Asian American Attorney General of California. In 2017, she became only the second African American woman and the first South Asian American senator in U.S. history. However, her tenure in these positions has not been without controversy. Critics often point to her record as a prosecutor, arguing that she was too willing to uphold a system they view as inherently biased against minorities. They also question her handling of certain high-profile cases and her stance on issues like criminal justice reform.
Harris's time as a prosecutor, particularly her tenure as San Francisco's district attorney, remains a point of contention. Her supporters credit her with implementing progressive reforms, such as a program aimed at reducing recidivism among non-violent drug offenders. They argue that she was a tough but fair prosecutor who prioritized public safety while also advocating for criminal justice reform.
Her detractors paint a different picture. They accuse her of being overly ambitious and willing to compromise her progressive values to advance her career. They point to her office's resistance to reopening cases potentially tainted by police misconduct, and her support for policies that they believe disproportionately impacted minority communities.
Section 4. Policy positions and public perception. Kamala Harris's policy positions generally align with the progressive wing of the Democratic Party. She is a vocal advocate for affordable health care, climate change action, and stricter gun control measures. She has also been a consistent critic of former President Donald Trump, often using her platform to challenge his policies and rhetoric. Public perception of Harris is deeply divided along partisan lines. Democrats generally view her favorably, citing her intelligence, experience, and commitment to social justice. Republicans, on the other hand, tend to hold unfavorable views, often echoing the criticisms leveled against her record and policy positions. Section 5. Evaluating the criticisms, fair assessment, or partisan attacks. The debate surrounding Kamala Harris's qualifications often becomes entangled in the larger political climate.
Her supporters argue that much of the criticism directed at her is rooted in sexism and racism, pointing to the double standards often applied to women and people of color in positions of power.
Her detractors counter that their criticisms are valid and based on her record, not her identity.
They argue that she has not adequately addressed the concerns raised about her past actions and that her policy positions are out of touch with mainstream America.
Section 6. The verdict on Harris's qualifications. Ultimately, the question of whether Kamala Harris is qualified to be president is a matter of opinion.
Her supporters believe that her experience, her intellect, and her commitment to social justice make her an ideal candidate.
Her critics remain unconvinced, pointing to what they view as inconsistencies in her record and a lack of concrete achievements. As with any political figure, a balanced assessment of Kamala Harris requires a nuanced understanding of her strengths and weaknesses, her triumphs, and her missteps. Only then can voters make an informed decision about whether she is the right leader for the challenges facing the nation.